Hello, Misfits. Sorry about for the audio errors. Welcome to episode 2 of Misfit Table presents Isles of Mist with the intrepid crew of the Beck and Call, which is an airship currently on a mission to deliver mysterious cargo across a floating continent. Right now, they are in the middle of a mist storm. And we're about to find out what that exactly means. First, though, let us introduce everybody. Let's start off with the Misfit Chris. Introduce yourself and introduce your character, please.
Absolutely. Hey, Chris Fitz here. I am a Dungeons and Dragons extraordinaire. I've been professionally DMing for a while, and I'm a teacher by trade, and I also post on TikTok a lot. But other than that, I play Dominic Beck, this would-be leader of some sorts that is reserved in that department, but is cautious and yet still trying to get a hold of the ropes, if you will.
All right, moving on to Tori. Go ahead and introduce yourself and introduce your character today.
Oh, hello. My name is Tori Doctor. I'm a professional actor, writer, director, and I love fantasy. I wrote a choose your own adventure style fantasy musical where you, the audience, get to choose the path of the companions called Off the Beaten Path. I'm the owner and founder of OBP Musical, a musical commission team that puts together fantasy musical themes for your D&D campaigns, TTRPGs, and such. And today I'm playing Mad. Who's a little mad himself? That's just me copying Rose from what she did earlier. So I'm excited about today, and Rose is the best version of me out there.
She does do a pretty spot-on impression. I can't wait to hear more.
I mean, no pressure or anything, gang, but I'm looking forward to what we have now sealed as an inevitable body swap episode for Mads and Johnny.
Go on.
If you're looking for ideas, Callie, since I've already gazumped the spotlight here, I'm Rose. I have been a non-professional nerd since childhood, and first playing tabletops on the blacktop, and now playing with the big boys. Very excited about this and hanging out with all of these very cool people and getting to do something I love to do with some people I love to hang out with. And I play Jonquil, or Johnny Green Hollow, a somewhat morose knight error who really wishes she were actually a knight errant. Stuck here in the mist with the rest of you.
All right, but last but not least, Chad.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chad Yarish. I am a semi-professional actor. I've maintained my amateur status so I can still compete in the Olympics. I've been a gamer for all of my life, which is long enough. But not over yet. Thank you. And tonight I will be playing Kyber Sky Smelter, who's the engineer aboard the Beck and Call. Very excited to make sure things keep flying sometimes.
And I, of course, am the game master tonight, or as we like to call them in our program that I run at Story Tables, the Story Guide. I am a professional game master, story guide, DM, whatever you want to call it. I am also a professional artist. And I have kind of a surprise for the crew. I have some more finalized sketches of your characters. They are not completely finished. I apologize. Working full time, working on this, but hopefully by next week they'll be finished. Also the mom thing. First off, I wanted to show off. Let's go ahead and show Johnny's character. If Tech could bring it up. I wanted to incorporate the daffodils, and then of course, your mist mark, which is the what are they? The waves across your cheekbones. So right now it's just kind of a sketch with black and white. I'll go in and I'll add color and lighting and shadow and all the things that make a 2D thing look 3D.
I am so excited to be actualized. This is very thrilling.
I'm super excited. I don't normally draw characters from a campaign because I'm too swamped, but this is a nice thing too, and I get to share it with the world, share it with you guys. Ashton, if you could bring up Chris's, we'll bring up Dominic Beck. That one was a fun one as well. I was actually kind of having a trouble with sketching, and it turns out I needed to go back to pencil and paper for a minute, just kind of like do the artist equivalent of touch grass and like get off of technology for a minute. And suddenly I was able to draw again. Isn't that strange?
I'm so kidding.
So I wanted to
dang! All right.
It's a handsome looking man.
He is. Well, the thing is, in my mind, Dominic is quite young and untested.
Oh my God.
I made him look still like a nobleman, but also very handsome, because why not?
Have a little bit of a Prince Charming sort of vibe.
He does. He has a Prince Charming sort of vibe.
Love it.
Trying to find his own, like, somewhere out there.
Yeah, exactly.
I can hear the music now.
I don't know if we're actually going to impromptu the musical we were talking about earlier. I don't.
You don't want to hear me sing. I'll butcher anything.
Au contraire, my friend. Oh yes, you do.
You can snap.
I'm willing to do a musical if I'm allowed play a toad creature, because then my voice will be apropos.
I think we've done that one already.
And the next one we'll bring up is Kai Burns' character. If we can in a minute. Sorry, I hear my kid screaming bloody murder in this room. And I'm like, are you okay, child? Somebody's supposed to be checking on him, but
Nice.
He can't do tech and childcare at the same time. Come on.
Kelly, I love how you've gotten sort of like some different body types going, and sort of like being able to show like, some different like physicality in these illustrations with kind of like Kyburn and Johnny, who have these more physical jobs. They've got these broader shoulders. There's a little bit of movement in their pose. And then, we've got our leader, who's got a little bit more dynamism in their pose because it's a little bit more social. Very cool. Very cool.
Well, thank you. I went to school for character design.
There you go. You know what? Learning is important, kids. It's not just that like a strange number of us are teachers. This is a purely unbiased opinion.
Yeah. Also, I'm very poor.
There was one of my parts. I was the Drosselmeyer for a local ballet school for a number of years, and I would do all these magic tricks, and little kids would come up to me like after the show. They're like, "How'd you make the fireballs?" And I would say to them, "Science, stay in school."
I mean, that's a strong motivator. That is a strong motivator.
Stars in their eyes. They're like, "Oh, okay."
Mm-hmm.
I respect you because I saw you on stage.
I respect you because you cast Fireball.
I mean, you
It's a twofer, really.
People who cast Fireball. If you want to keep yourself alive. Mm-hmm. And last but not least, this one is the least refined sketch. I apologize, Tori. This is Matt's character. Still need to clean it up. That's still the scan on paper, but I made sure to put your little otter friend Crusher in there, kind of like curled up on your shoulder. So.
Oh wait, we lost him. We got kind of typical noble pushing in.
Excuse me, I'm the captain here.
This is about me. Oh, there we go. Okay.
There we go.
I love it. Oh, the grin. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm jazzed. I'm excited about tonight. All right. So those are some of the sketches. That's some of the progress. If anybody out there would like to donate, we now have a donate button. You guys can help give me an excuse to give these more time. So Please do. Please donate. And of course, like, follow, subscribe, all the things. But let's get started with today's game. Where we left off last time, the crew of the Beck and Call was established. We had character introductions, and Johnny became a part of the crew as a bodyguard mainly for Dominic Beck. Kyburn came with the ship, introduced as the ship's mechanic. And then Mads also came along for the ride, mainly because his very charming pet otter, Crusher, befriended the Mushkin, but also Mads has the healing ability that all Saren have. And as a fledgling crew filled with clumsy people who are just getting their air legs instead of sea legs, it is good to have a healer aboard. Partway through the journey, also on the ship, we have somebody who came along with the cargo. Rather mysterious, not the most chatty or talkative person is Zeldana, a Lyran that is a little bit, I would say, spooky. She doesn't come out a lot, except she did come out with a vengeance during a mist storm recently, launching herself out onto the deck, even though the dangers of the mist storms were told to her and impressed upon her. She seemed to hear a singing, some sort of voice that she recognized, and bolted past the strong arms of Johnny toward the deck. And that is where we have left things. As you know, the mists can play with sound. They can play with images. And due to some low wisdom rolls, that's about all you know. Though Deborah seems to have had mist storms before, but while she was on a sea ship rather than a airship.
I was just going to say, don't sell us short, Callie. We didn't just have low wisdom rolls. We had lots of low rolls across the entire stat spectrum. Be fair.
Well, I mean, as starting characters, ain't that the way?
You know what? The good news is the only way from here is up, baby.
Woo! You definitely don't want to go down because there is nothing below you.
There's the sunken remnants of what once was here.
That is true. The sunken remnants of the lake, or the lost lake as it is now known, are now about a mile below you. So that can catch you.
I mean, you know, I hear it's lovely this time of year.
Very dark, dreary, filled with scary pirates. All right, so you guys get out onto the deck. I suppose at this point, does anybody follow Johnny out onto the deck, or do you stay below deck in the safe zone where you are playing dominoes with the rest of the crew?
Please stay.
Please stay.
Well, I think because I know I was right there when she went up as well. I'm gonna yell down for both Kyburn and Mads because we may need depending on what comes out of this mist, we may need the extra hands to pull Zeldana down.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right, so you guys run up onto the deck right behind Johnny. It is thunderstorming at the moment. So mist storms are not just storms where you can't see. They are like raining storms that we have, you know, in our world. It's not so much rain as the mist, you know, that hits you, the cold winds that hit you, but you do also see that lightning crackling across the sky, thunder rumbling. It's more, the lightning's a little further into the distance, but you do see it. And in the flashes of light, you see Zeldana looking around frantically. She says, I know I heard her. I know she's here. And she looks up toward where the steering wheel of the ship is. And you guys see a figure illuminated in the lightning standing at the bow, or at the wheel of the ship. She looks up there and she says, is that you? Is that really you?
It's definitely
Oh my God. And she starts running over toward her.
Can I try and intercept?
You can certainly try. What are you going to try to do?
So I have a grappling hook. I would love to step past Kyburn. I would like to sort of try and throw my grappling hook across to form like a little bit of just at least even a temporary slowdown between, like, so it goes across the stairs up to where the helm is, to try and do at least a little bit of a block, and then try and get there physically as well, but at least do that as at least a starting point, and then kind of follow up on the little bit of a visual reminder of absolutely not, das ist verboten.
Yeah, roll a strength test to launch this across her path and try to break her out of this and keep her from going up.
Okay. All right, thanks for your patience, everyone. I'm learning my stats here. All right. Would that count as an athletic skill?
Yeah.
I need every +1 I can get. That would be a 9.
A 9 will do it. You grapple the railing of the stairs, and you are able to kind of walk this way a little bit and leverage the other end of the rope this way to create a barrier. She looks over at you surprised and she says, it's fine. It's Trisena. It's my sister. She's
wonderful.
She's here.
You can talk to her from here. I'm sure your sister would want you safe, right? Most of all, your sister would want you safe. So I'm going to hold on to you. I'm going to tie us together, right? And then that
would
way,
you tie us together?
There's a storm, love.
And yes, the deck of the ship is in fact pitching a little bit back and forth. You guys brought in the sails. You also, put the wheel at sort of like a cruising type of lock. You're mostly steering at this point by the engine down below, which is what Kyburn, occasionally checks on. She says, I've waited too long. All right. Is there anything else anybody wants to do? You still see that figure. It hasn't moved, and you can't quite see her. There's not a lot of light out here.
Can I try using the sense mist spell to determine like what kind of mood this mist?
Yeah. You absolutely can do that. So in your current aura area, take off 1 point of your aura to use your magic.
All right.
And you will roll your willpower and add your magic, which is +1 at this level.
+1 willpower. All right. There you go. Hit. Oh gosh, it's a 2.
Ooh. You reach out to the mist, but unfortunately you feel nothing. It's almost as if the magical mist isn't here, which you know for a fact it is, because you can kind of see this colorful, swirling smoky like mist, on everything. It is trying to make its way into the ship. Speaking of which, did anybody close the door?
Oh.
Yeah, that was my fault. Oh, well, oopsie.
I was straight after Zeldana.
So Mads, you run back, you close the door. Deborah kind of like peeks out before you do, and she says, do you need help?
Yes. No. What was the question?
That sounded like a yes to me. And she comes running out on deck as well.
I make sure she closes the door afterwards.
Okay.
Don't be a fool. Close that door. Who do you think you are? Me?
I just like take a moment to take in how many new bodies are here for me to guard. And just try and focus on this one for right now. I've got the rope tight and I am ready to just I'm just trying to physically grab, ready there. But everyone else get their turn first. Just staying present, saying I'm so tired.
As you're sort of trying to wrangle everybody, Zeldana does see the rope. She seems to be hesitating. You do seem to be getting through to her, but her eyes are a little bit wild, and she has these pale blue eyes that already kind of look too big for her skinny face. So it's a rather scary look on her. As you guys stand there, Deborah rushes out onto the deck and she says, "Holy cow, somebody else is here." And you guys start hearing the singing. You hadn't heard it before, but you now hear it. And it is coming from the figure up on deck. A flash of lightning reveals a figure looking down at you. She has her mouth open and singing, and you can see these long fangs protruding from her gums. Her skin is green and her eyes are bright yellow and has dark green hair. And as you look down, you're expecting to see legs, but you don't. You instead see a snake-like tail. This doesn't seem to be bothering Zeldana, though. She continues looking up there, and as this music starts to fill the deck, she says, "Tristana, it is you." And she is going to try to run up on deck again.
Opposed?
What was that?
Can that be opposed if I've got the grappling hook across and I'm right there? Can I try and...
Well, actually, this is a time I'd like everybody to roll a wit check to see who is going to go first in this round, because everything's coming down into seconds now. Yeah. So what you want to do is roll a wit test. On a 5 or above, you get to go in this round.
Definitely not. That's
6.
A 6, all right, you are able to go.
7 here.
All right.
1 for me, please.
What was it?
Just 1.
Just one. All right.
That's a whole 2 off of a D8.
Ooh.
Wait, would this be affected by like combat reflexes or anything like that?
Yes, actually, this would be affected by combat reflexes. Thank you for the reminder. Deborah does not go this round.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you're actually secretly really, really on it, Kyber. I believe in you.
Let's fail upwards, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so
that should have been the name of the ship. Failing upwards.
So that'll actually be a 6 then.
All right. So it looks like everybody but Johnny will be going. Johnny is distracted by the visage of the strange new visitor. Yeah. And it looks like Zeldana is also still standing entranced by the song of her sister. As she is singing, you guys feel like a little strange, almost like you have heard this music before, but the words are not ringing a bell. It seems to be kind of almost on a gut level, on a soul level. You can feel this song. All right, so you guys get to move. What do you do?
I am going to try and grab Zeldana and bring her back to the hatch.
All right, go ahead and roll a strength test. This is going to be opposed. She does not want to be away from her sister.
3.
She got a 4 on a D4, so she is a lot more slender than you originally thought because of her baggy clothes, and she just slips right out of your arms and like slaps your arms aside. Who's next?
Mads, you want to go first?
Yeah, I first. How many words can I say during this round?
You can talk. It's a free action.
Okay, great. So it's not limited to level and words. Okay, I say, "Oh, women escaped me too. Don't take it personally." I'm going to try. Is there any way I can investigate the snake creature above to get some insight?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and roll a wit test plus any perception that you have, or any lore skill that you might have.
Right. Wow.
So the skills are off to the side of your attributes.
Right. Well, I rolled a 9.
Oh, that is very successful. You look at her, and at first you're thinking this must be somebody from a story, but you know it's a sister. You're looking at the sister, and it comes to you that this must be a Feyan. A Feyan is a part animal, part person. They are considered people because they have the full mental capacity of human beings, and they are children of shapeshifters. So shapeshifters often will have children who are Feyan, which, are born as normal children, but are taken away by the mist. And when they come back, instead of having a mist mark, they become part natural, part animal. This can be anything from having their head be completely, a bird's or a stag's, or just small characteristics like wings and talons.
Do I know if they're inherently evil or?
They are not inherently evil, though some people do not like shapeshifters. They are not shapeshifters. They're the children of shapeshifters. They can be all across the board, just like any person. They can be good or they can be bad.
Okay. And is there any way this round to figure out intent as they are at the helm?
Yeah, roll a wisdom test to see if you can glean their intent.
Critical 1.
Oh, some people are afraid of Feyan, but you've met so many good Feyans. Some of your best friends are Feyan. So, you guys should give this person a chance. Yeah, they appeared on deck out of nowhere, but maybe it's just her sister. Like, let them have the reunion.
Everyone, just so you are aware, this is a Feyan. They're lovely people. Don't let their charming addition of animal parts throw you. Oh, did you know snakes aren't slimy? Feel her. Find out.
All right. So, do you take any additional action other than shouting this?
No, I'm just fascinated.
All right. Oh, I didn't ask you. Did your otter come with you on deck?
Yes.
Okay.
My otter is with me.
All right. That is good to know.
That's a standard.
Okay, so she's going to be with you most always. Great.
Unless I say otherwise. Yeah.
All right. So that was Kyburn and Mads. Dominic, I believe you rolled high enough to go this round.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn to the visage at the wheel, and I'll call out, I guess, diplomacy in some kind of way. I'll say, you over there, you stand at the helm of my ship, the Beck and Call. What is your business? State it clear.
She looks at you and she sings even harder. The resonance of her voice is also rather strange. It has a vibrating quality and you can feel it in the floorboards of the ship. I need you to make a willpower save.
Okay, all right. Willpower. Okay, all right. Save. That is a 1. Is that...
Okay, roll again. This will be interesting.
And it's the same die I roll again?
It's the same die, yep.
That's a 3.
That's a 3. That is a failure. She critically succeeded.
Oh, that's not good.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
You feel this song inside of you. It is sad and it has the feeling of a reverie. And your mind starts to drift backward into your memories. You are now sitting at a beautiful breakfast table out on a covered patio overlooking a garden. Across from you sits your mother. She's buttering a scone rather angrily, and she's shaking her head back and forth, and she says, "Listen, Dominic, I just want you to be safe. I don't understand why you turned down the apprenticeship. It's an apprenticeship under the first speaker of Aldom. Do you know what kind of strings I had to pull in order to get you this position? And then you go and you spend your father's entire inheritance on what? A pile of junk." And she throws the scone down and looks across at you. What do you say?
Okay, I'll say that's all fine and dandy, Mom. But yeah, I didn't ask for that. I think that maybe there's some considerations that need to be taken on, at least my part. Like, I have ideas. I have things that I would like to do outside of the things that you and Dad want to have for me. I don't know if it's for me. I mean, you guys have these grandiose ideas about me, and I'm still trying to figure myself out. I don't know if that's for me.
The thing is, you're just scared. And that's okay. You know, you never liked taking the lead. You didn't like being in the school plays. You didn't want to be a part of your school projects. And that's why I got you this apprenticeship. It's not a leadership position unless you want it to be later. You get to just, you know, it's a little bit of clerical stuff, and I know it's not fun, but you're gonna meet some great people and you're gonna affect change. You know, you're always reading those books about other places. Maybe you could be a dignitary somewhere, and then you can get on an airship. You don't have to buy an airship.
Well, I think there's more to life than just the responsibility. It's a bit too much. I think. You know what? This is making me think about the missed conversation that we had, and I just can't. I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't know. No.
All right, Dominic, if you're set on this, I'm cutting you off. No more money coming to you. If you turn down this apprenticeship and you do this fool's errand, there is no more money coming to you. And mist sort of clouds your vision, and you're pulled back to yourself on this ship. But you will be a disadvantage on your next turn. You cannot shake the feeling of that interaction with your mother, and all of that pressure. It feels just as real as it did the day that she spoke to you.
Is any of that playing outward to the rest of the crew, or is that
nobody saw that? That was only inside of your own mind. Everybody else around you just sees you stop and sort of stand rigid, and then eventually sort of stumble back to yourself. All right, that was everybody's turn there. It is back to Trisena, or this Feyan that has mysteriously appeared on the ship. Thunder cracks, and you guys hear that song, and the vibrations start to get even stranger. And you feel below the floorboards all around you as if the floorboards are moving. I want everybody to... Let me see if this is successful, first of all. Oh, yeah, that's successful.
I didn't like the enthusiastic way you said that. That was alarming.
I mean, I want you to succeed. I just want to put that out there. But I also want the cool stuff to happen.
So we start rolling up extra characters now, or wait? Like,
I call dibs on Lemon Bar Lady. She seemed great.
All right. Below, let's see. Yeah. Kyburn and Johnny, I need you both to roll a grace test plus any dodge skill you have to dodge out of the way as sharp spikes erupt from the deck of the ship.
how about block or athletics?
I would say you could try to block this, but it is coming from below. So, I mean, you can give it a shot.
Well, it's if I get to add anything, it's a 3. Otherwise, it's a 2.
All right. That is not a success. What about you, Johnny?
4.
4. Unfortunately, that does not work. You all take... Wait, hold on. Oh, sorry. I'm doing D&D rules. No, wait.
I understand. I know part of me was like, wait, if she's brushing past Kyburn, don't I get a grapple of opportunity?
You both take 10 points of damage to your aura. Your aura bounces off of these sharp spikes, protecting you. So you are able to, roll away from them. But if you are below half, which I think you will be, below half of your aura, you will be taking actual, like you will see some blood happen. It has moved past your aura. So go ahead and in your current aura, take off 10 points of aura.
Ow.
Does armor affect this?
Yes. So armor will soak up any of that aura damage. So you'll take whatever less from your armor. I think you have 2 armor, so you take 8.
Perfect. Doing math live. Terrible.
All right. So that was a lot. Let's see what is next. That was her turn. It is back to your guys' round. What are you all doing?
Are we going?
And also just a reminder, Dominic, you are at disadvantage for anything that you try. It does appear that this Tresena or apparition or Feyan is attacking you.
Mm-hmm. Is that clear? Like, do we see, like, we don't see what Dominic kind of went through, but do we see that it was clearly the song that affected him, that this was the song that affected him?
Roll a wit test.
Why do you want me to be smart? This is a personal attack against me. Okay, that's I want you guys to know I do have a D8 on this. But I rolled a 1.
Well, that's a critical. That's not necessarily a failure. To know this, you need a 5 or above. So that will be a critical success if you get 5 or 8?
6.
6. Okay, then you are good. Yeah, you are able to see Dominic. His eyes sort of have this misty quality to them, almost like a magical effect has taken place.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I think the way this works is we can kind of go in any order we want, right? We kind of work with each other.
Yes. So in the combat, and unlike D&D, you do not have an initiative order. What some people like to do is they like to elect a leader, and the leader sort of asks and decides what people are going to do for about 30 seconds. Otherwise, you just sort of democratically pick who gets to go. This also offers opportunities for people to work in tandem.
Nice. Kyburn is near me, right?
He is, yes,
Okay.
and he is looking hurt.
Yeah, same. we both
Not for
Blood mixed
long.
in with all the grease.
Yeah, we both got a bit roughed up by that. I will definitely share a look with Kyburn and kind of hand him the edge of the rope, and I'm like, you help keep the rest of these down here. I'll go after the singer.
But,
Yeah, not just that, just hold this for 1 second. I need both hands.
right. Hurry it up.
Absolutely. On it. And then I'd also sort of say, like, put that voice to good use, will you? We don't want to hear her. And I'll look very awkward for a moment before just bursting out in an attempt at my best song. And I'm like, what will people here on an airship know? So I start singing as loudly as I can, trying to drown out her. What do you do with a drunken sailor? Stomping out as I hand him the rope and kind of try and step to engage. But like just howling at the top of slightly clumsy lungs.
Okay. Ooh, I like that. All right, you were singing this song. You're banging on your chest plate.
Yeah,
it is-
I've got my sword and my shield out. Or no, I think I have tools, chitin blades. So yeah, no, I think I'm smashing one against the like the beautiful illustrated daffodil pauldron here, as then I advance on this interloper, because just on a visceral level, this lady not only came in on the ship and messed with people, she's now messed with our Verton. So yeah, not about that.
Before Johnny goes, can I heal Johnny?
you
Attempt
can
to?
only heal Johnny if she takes an injury past her aura.
Oh, okay.
I did. Oh wait,
No, not past half aura. Like when you drop down
okay.
to 0 aura, you pass out.
Okay.
Anybody will pass out from 0 aura. If you take negative aura, that's when your injuries start accruing.
Okay.
And if you take half again damage of your aura, you're dead. You're just a dead.
Well, in that case, can I harmonize? No, I will harmonize with I love this song. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do?
Drunken sailor, what would you do with a drunken sailor?
And
I love every part of this. I would never have anticipated this, and that's the best part of role-playing game.
It was manifested really early on, let's be honest.
It's true. Even before we got online, they were singing. So I think
Listen, we just wanted the excuse, and you fed it to us like grapes. Okay, I don't know how.
I want to see how successful this is. Could you both roll a grace test plus any, I don't know, entertainment, singing ability you might have?
Okay, you got it.
I mean,
Come on, natty 8.
can I also join in? Like, is this the time for that?
Sure, if that's gonna be your turn. yeah,
Absolutely.
do it.
Well,
Yes.
No, I have other stuff that I want to do.
Okay,
yeah.
you're gonna do it while you do other stuff. Sure.
Yeah. You can sing and do stuff. I do it
Yeah,
all the time.
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh,
What do we got?
I got a
definitely.
5.
Grace.
I'm
Okay,
glad
five.
you're singing with me, because listen, Johnny, this is not her. She's trying, but like it's what would you do with a drunk? Keel haul him. You keel haul him. I got full on 2.
Yeah,
2 and 4. Hit yourself on 2 and 4.
You never even say 2 or 4.
Yeah, your beat keeps faltering, mostly because the ship is sort of rocking back and forth. The lightning crashes, and you lose count, and you're like, dang it. Okay.
And I'm like, hopefully the boys have got this.
Well, 5 is sort of a standard success. What about you, Kyvern?
So that's another nat 1.
All right, roll again.
Roll again.
On top of
It
that
might be
is-
beautiful.
Is going to be a 4.
A 4 out of what?
4 out of 6.
4 out of 6. That is not a success, unfortunately. You
Okay.
critically fail. You, instead of singing "What Do You Do with the Drunken Sailor," start singing "Rolling Down to Old Maui." Got a little confused.
Down to old Maui, me boys rolling down to old
Then we all get a little confused. What do you do with an old Maui? And
Yeah. and it's a good effort, but at this point, it's pretty not in harmony.
Yeah, but
Kyburn, what
the
else were you gonna
cacophony,
do?
I
It's
think,
your
is
turn.
what we're going for.
I mean, is it loud?
So speaking and singing are a free action. So if anybody has another action they would like to
Oh,
attempt.
I'm still advancing on her. I just wanted to try and drown her
Okay,
out.
well move where you would like to go. If you want to attack or something or grapple, you can move grace. So your grace die divided by 2.
Okay.
Plus 4 meters. So each of these squares is a meter.
Okay.
May I, at the same time, anytime that Johnny is faltering, can I then change that into a so if she falters, I can make sure that the tempo doesn't falter and change. So if she goes, "What do you do with a drunken sailor? Drunken sailor, drunken sailor. Hey, 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 hey," right? Just
I love
making
it.
sure.
You're the lone saving grace of this improv.
It's like I appreciate the jazz remix, Mads. I really do. You're like, we're riffing around this. It's an improvisation in the key of
And because all music is math, can I roll a wit?
Yeah, roll a wit test.
11.
Oh yeah, you got this. Anytime that there's a flub, it just sounds like it's naturally a part of this song.
Bless. Thank you. You took the torch. I appreciate it. Yeah, because I want to focus on stabbing.
All right, you're going to try to stab. You run up to the apparition. She rears up as you get near her, and she just looms over you. She's got to at least be 10 feet tall when fully stretched out. What do you do?
Well, I changed to what you do with a slithery stowaway, and then say, run her through on your pearly scepter, and run her and strike out with that's a 5 on the die, but there are fancy things I can do, right, with combat points?
Yeah, so good point. I suppose the first turn has already gone around. This is the first round of combat where everybody fully participates. So you get 1 combat point. Everybody gets 1 combat pool. If you look in the combat actions area, you will see max CP and current CP. Your current CP is 1 unless you want to spend that. So that is an extra point toward any roll that you have, a dodge roll, skill roll, whatever it is. Yeah, you can only ever hold as many as your max combat pool, which is equal to your wit.
Okay, so but we start with just 1 regardless.
You just start with 1. Everybody has 1 right now, which you can use on like a saving throw, an attack, whatever.
Well, then I might hold on to that because I got a 6 with my skill.
Okay, you got a 6 with your skill. And she is going to attempt to dodge that. Let me see what her grace is. And it was to beat a 6?
Yes.
She slithers out of the way of your weapon.
Hopefully. All right. Well, at least we're engaged now. And can I whistle for my horse?
Yeah, that's a free action. You whistle for your horse. You also have a mystical connection with your horse. She already knew that you were in danger. Is it pronounced Agarona?
It is. Let me make sure I've got this correct.
Mushroom.
Agrona.
Agrona, okay.
My
Agrona is more intelligent than your average horse. She hears your whistle and comes through the door here, pops out on deck. Let's see what her movement is, and she will run to you.
Kick it shut behind you, love.
All right, I believe she'll be able to get to you. Let me just count it out.
Deborah, door, new. early in the morning.
In Maui. It's cool. We end up, thanks to Maz, with like this pretty cool remix of the two. Really.
All right, she runs over to you. Agarona rears up. What do you want her to do?
Let me make sure I've got my stats here. Alrighty. It helps to have the right tab open. Okay, so I will share a look with Agrona, and I'll just kind of lock eyes with her, kind of like slightly unsettlingly knowing eyes in this beautiful horse, and I'll just sort of say, it's been a bit of a long trip, I know. Can feast on that. And kind of give her permission to then lash out. She has her own attack. She has a trample.
All right.
Okay, and so
You need to spend your combat pool in order for her to trample.
that sounds great. I have not spent it yet.
All right.
And since I flubbed, maybe my horse can succeed where I failed. Beautiful. Okay. Tragically, Agrona does have better stats than I do. Agrona gets a 7 to try and run Snake Lady down.
All right. She has a chance to dodge that. Unfortunately, she also, I really wanted this to happen for you, but unfortunately, she also is dodging out of the way of the hooves of this magnificent beast as it tries to, bring its full weight down upon her and her snake-like body. All right, I believe that is your turn.
Absolutely. We're just trying to we're out here trying to prove the situation is serious for everybody else.
Now
it's
the
narratively important. That's definitely why.
All right, Dominic, you are at disadvantage for any of your next actions, but you can still take an action if you'd like.
Yeah. Coming out of that little trance, I'm gonna. Seeing as how diplomacy didn't work there, they only retaliated that kind of way. I'm gonna move as much as I can to get within. I guess 10 meters is the range of a spell for me if I'm shooting something off. And I'm gonna say, if you're gonna mess with my head, then you're gonna ride the lightning. And I'm just gonna shoot out like what's it called exactly? It's spark. I'm gonna shoot out a spark her way.
All right, so I'm looking here. If you're going to cast magic, you need to step, which is your grace in meters.
Okay.
Your grace currently is just a 2. So you can only move 2 squares before you cast magic. Or you could try dashing up there and then on your next turn cast magic.
In that case, if I can't get to that in this moment, then I'll dash then.
Okay. You are able to dash up on deck. I know you're having trouble with owlbear, so I'm just going to move you. Is that all right?
That's totally fine. Thank you so much.
Okay. I move you up onto the deck. You see this apparition up close, much better than earlier. There are still some lanterns, that are turned down on the deck, and in between that and the lightning, this is a rather terrifying looking creature. You know that Feyen are more human than animal, but in this light, it just feels like an absolute monster is here to devour you.
Okay.
All right, that is your guys' turn, unless Mads, your otter would like to do anything, and Deborah might do something as well.
Kyburn.
I'm gonna send the otter over. I'm gonna send Crusher to assist in any way they can.
Okay. Let me go ahead and pull up Crusher's movement. That's going to be their grace, which on land is a d6, so they can move 3 plus 10. They can move 13 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to move around the the spikes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, they are at the bottom of the stairs leading up to where the helm is.
Okay.
All right, Deborah. What is Deborah gonna do? Let's see. Deborah is looking around and she's like, what are they doing to our beautiful ship? And she is going to say, okay, everybody, you just should avoid mist storms. That's what I was always told. Maybe if we ignore it, maybe we'll be okay. And she runs over to Zeldana and she's going to try to get Zeldana down below deck because she seems to be enraptured at this moment by the scene before her. It'll be a strength test for Deborah. And let's see what you got, girl. All right.
You, Deborah.
We believe in you, Deborah. Shit, Mom. All right, she's gonna try to dodge out of the way. Oh, that's a tie. Deborah and Zeldana are grappling each other on the deck of the ship, neither of them winning at this point. You see Deborah struggling, but Zeldana is acting rather feral and she's digging her fingernails into Deborah. Moving on.
I haven't gotten to do anything.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, what would you like to do?
Well, I would like to try, since the ship is currently battened down, I'm gonna grab one of the belaying pins that's tied up to the mizzenmast and pull it out so it releases the rope, which should pull me up, allowing me to swing around the side of the mizzenmast, possibly landing on the other side of where the apparition is.
Oh my God, I love that you apparently did a lot of research into ships. Thank you, so I don't have to.
I've been watching a lot of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Also playing a lot of Munchkin Pirates. So.
Love that for you.
I think this will have to be an athletics or a climbing or acrobatics skill, plus your strength.
Okay, great. Nat 1!
Oh, this could be a critical. This could be really cool.
Every time. Plus things, 11.
Oh man, you do exactly as described. Honestly, like Pirates of the Caribbean, like music starts playing in your head. You are swinging around. The lightning crackles behind you. You look incredibly impressive. You could be a performer at the circus. You land right next to the apparition with a thunk. And that is your turn.
Cool.
Beautiful.
When the lightning strikes and Kyburn flies, it's better than a woman between your thighs.
You've been sky smelted?
Oh, just wait for it, lass.
All right. Trisena sees that she is surrounded. She had briefly paused her singing and now starts up again. You guys hear the melody and you feel it boring into your brain. I need everybody to make a willpower test who can potentially beat a 7. If you cannot beat a 7, I will let you know what happens. Oh, actually, everybody roll with advantage who can potentially beat this. Because we have these singers singing this song and trying to drown out the music of Trisena.
What do you do?
Will give you advantage on this roll.
So, do we get to add anything to this, like perception, will?
No. Pretty much,
okay.
This is your aura. Sorry, you can, or your soul. Add your soul to this.
Okay. Does it matter? It's only if you roll a 1 that it matters. Rolling the top number of your die is not something that does anything, correct?
No, the only time that does something is if you roll a 4 and a d4, it counts as a standard 5. That's called beginner's luck.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so it's willpower plus soul to resist this. Again, you have advantage.
8.
Nice. Okay.
6.
7 after the math.
And don't forget you have that combat pool point. So if you can tip this.
So I'm at 7. Should I tip it to 8? Do we know? I don't know the.
Oh, I thought I said the DC. I'm so sorry. The DC is 7.
So how do we use our combat points to?
You just tick off that combat pool that I gave you earlier, and it works as 1 point.
Okay, cool. Then I got a 7.
Okay, a 7 will fight it off. So you need to make at least a 7. Did anybody fail?
We are
Miraculously
protected by
no.
drunken sailors and old Maui. And listen, we've made her song sound so terrible. We've just added that 3 a.m. coming home from the club energy to her beautiful ballad and completely wrecked it.
As her song sort of fizzles out, she looks at you astonished and sort of snarls. This does not make her happy. She is going to hit. Who's singing the loudest? Probably Kyburn. He had more successful rolls than Johnny. She takes a staff that is in one of her hands and whirls it around her head and hits you with it. You are going to need to make a dodge roll, which is grace, as this is coming toward you. You hear it whistle through the air. You need to dodge a 6.
Grace. Okay. Block or combat reflexes have anything to do with this?
Block can. Combat reflexes, no.
Okay.
So if you want to block it instead of jumping out of the way, you can.
Yeah, I don't really dodge. I'm
okay.
Compact. That will be a 4.
A 4. That is not enough. She hits you. That does 6 damage to your aura.
Yeah, oh, I have soak. Excellent. I'm at 1.
You're at 1. You are hurting. She knocks the wind right out of you. You are done singing for at least a round. All right. That is her actions for now. Actually, really quick, long as you guys, Johnny, Dominic, and Kyburn are up near her, I just want you to roll a wit test real quick.
Okay.
Wow. Every time. 1.
You believe in extremes, Kyburn, and I respect that about you.
Which will turn into a 5.
Okay. That is a success. Anybody else?
2.
Nope. And a 1 from Johnny?
I got a 1 that turned into a 5, exactly the same as my man Kyburn.
You both critically succeed. You are kind of taking her in. You know that her staff is called a whistle staff. This was the preferred weapon of the Sound Monks during the Prophet Wars.
Okay.
It is a 2-handed weapon.
Mm-hmm. What is it made out of?
It's made out of wood, and the top is made out of metal, and it also is cut in such a way that when it moves through the air, it makes a loud whistling noise. The Sound Monks believe that the world was sung into life, so they often have charms around their wrists, little bangles, things like that that make noise, and their staffs even are meant to constantly have the ability to make sound in tribute to the prophet.
Okay.
All right. It is back to the top of the round. You guys are able to make whatever attacks or actions you would like to do.
So are we rolling again, or are we just...
No, this time you do not roll. And actually, everybody gets a combat pool again.
Yay!
So I can still bank the other one that I had?
You can bank the other one that you have. Just remember that your max combat pool is equal to your wit, and you cannot hold more than that.
Got it. I'm gonna start us off. I'm gonna try to finish what I started. I'm gonna spark her.
Actually, right before you do that, Dominic, I'm so sorry. I was so excited about this fight that I did not allow us to take a break. Do we have a word from our sponsors today?
We do. You're finally home after a long campaign. You've been away for months or even years. You finally get to kiss your spouse, hug your children, or somebody's children, and comment joyfully on how much they've grown. After months of eating rations or that terrible scubbo that the camp cook used to scrounge up in that accursed stew pot, you finally get to have a real home-cooked meal. After all that time sleeping on rough cots or the ground, you finally get to sleep in your own bed next to your loving partner. But still, something's not quite right. In your time away, you had grown accustomed to a certain environmental factors. The smell of sweat and bodies and dirt and smoke and animals and steel and blood and death. In short, the smell of battle. You miss the viscous warmth of your enemy spitting a curse at you with his last breath as your blade opens his belly and warm gore splatters your skin. As you may know, the olfactory sense can be a strong stimulator of autobiographical memories. Now there's Facleve, the battle-scented air freshener. Just a few sprays of this in your room or any room in your house, and you'll be instantly transported back to a simpler time when the only thing between you and death were your wits and your blade. Facleve doesn't just mask pleasant odors in your home, it completely obliterates them in a harsh and violent manner, reminiscent of your favorite bloody conquest. Warning, avoid extended physical contact with Facleve. If you start to notice a tingling sensation in your eyes, throat, lungs, or skin, seek clerical assistance immediately. Once the bubbling pustules appear, it may be too late. If you start to notice a burning rage deep in your heart and overwhelming desire to smash the skulls of your enemies with your bare hands, exit the building through the nearest safest exit, get as far away from any loved ones as you can, and find any means of heavy physical exertion until the feeling passes. Keep Facleve out of reach of children, pets, and anyone you don't want to have to fight. So, if you long for the feeling of being on the battlefield without leaving the comfort of your own home, try Facleve today. Facleve, breathe angry. This message brought to you by Yarsh Entertainment Services. Yes.
Beautiful.
I'm signing up now.
All right, everybody, let's go ahead and take a 5-minute snacky break, bathroom break, whatever you want. Also, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and or donate because we obviously don't have real sponsors.
Hey.
Chad made that up if you didn't know.
What?
Get out of here with your nonsense.
Googling it as we spoke. I really wanted to get a Facleve.
Next time.
Oh, you're breaking my heart here, Callie. I was so ready. I was thinking like what outlets I had to put the Facleve in that were like far enough that my pets couldn't access.
Oh, like they have like rechargeable, like little, yeah, like you.
That's what I was imagining, just like a cute little blood pack I could put right into the little plastic.
Right.
Plug it in.
I was like imagining like an air freshener kind of stuff. That could work too. Little melts that you put in like a cute
like get a little
like a votive candle.
Yeah, like a little
just a little bit of ichor I could drop into my aromatherapy machine and just like really just let it spread with its eldritch intentions. Just so many options.
All right, break time.
We'll be right back, everybody.
See you soon.
Yes.
All right.
hey. Hi.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you got your snack, your nibbles, your drinks, what have you. We are back in this battle in the mist with this strange apparition who is making these spikes appear out of nowhere and calling into people's memories. Just one rules thing that I thought I would bring up. I had a misunderstanding with Ashton. I thought he changed the rules for Saren. He did not. In fact, Tori, your character Mads can heal aura. You will just take half of the aura damage that that person has taken.
Fine.
Ooh, very sacrificial.
So if that is something that you would like to do with some of the injured people, you can. I can allow you to take extra movement to move up to them on your turn because that was an error on my part.
No, that's totally fine. So it is touch based, right?
It is touch based, yes. You do need to touch the target, and you will take half of whatever damage they took.
This heat.
That's
And they
totally
will
fine.
regain half of whatever damage they took.
Beautiful. That's the plan.
All right. Let's get back into it. We are at the top of the round. I believe, Chris, you said you had an action prepared. Would you like to share with the class?
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm gonna finish, running up to her, and I'm gonna cast Spark. I'm gonna use the lightning the spell to cast Spark, and I'll just tell her, when I get close, I say, I prefer a good old fashioned twang in my music, and I'll just try to reach out and just like electrocute her in some kind of way.
All right, that is great. Roll your magic, which is willpower, plus your magic, which is 1 currently. Add any combat pool that you would like. She will try to dodge out of the way since this is a targeted attack.
Okay, and then so my magic is willpower, correct?
Yes, your magic is willpower, plus 1 for your spell level.
Okay.
And then any combat pool that you have. You cannot add skills to magic rolls.
Got it. Okay. In that case, without adding any combat pool, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add it. It's a 10 after adding combat pool and plus 1.
Can she even dodge a 10? She cannot. You electrocute her. She screams out in agony. Her song has stopped. She's finally shut up. She will take damage. You see singed scales from where you touched her and where you summoned that spark. All right. Let's go ahead and take damage.
Silenced with electricity. I call that a techno remix.
See yourself out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Someone will replace me next week.
Well, I'll have to find a new player.
Understandable.
All right. She is a little bit singed, but not bloodied yet.
Okay.
All right.
Who is next?
You said we could do some simultaneous actions, right?
We can. Though I am going to spend Trisena's combat pool here. She did not like getting burned, Dominic. She is going to whip around at you with her tail. Let me go ahead and roll that.
Return to sender.
Critical success. Can you dodge a 10 using Grace?
No.
I don't think so. She hits you, dealing 10 damage to your aura, and you are knocked prone onto the ground.
Okay. Did I when I cast a spark, I also had to spend an aura to do that as well, right?
Yes, you did. Yes.
Okay.
So take off the aura for that.
Gotcha.
Howdy.
Yeah, that's not
The magical artifact, the all wrench, the changeling tool.
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider a fire extinguisher to be a tool?
Do they have that in this world? I would say they probably have a version of a fire extinguisher in this world. Why not?
Or an oil can.
Or an oil can.
Oil
They
can
probably
what?
have an oil can. I would say a fire extinguisher would beg a lot of questions, like how did they pressurize it? All that stuff. So
It's
let's
a
go with
magical
the oil
artifact.
With new mist in a can.
then I'm gonna pull out the all wrench, turn a couple of dials, flick a lever, and spray oil in her face.
Oh man. All right, you spray oil in her face. Oh, this is an interesting one. What is this, like strength or grace? I would say, like just like any ranged attack, this is going to be a strength test, even though it's, you know, you're right next to her. So go ahead and roll your strength.
There's that one again.
Critical.
Chad, I told you not to use the loaded dice I got you.
These are
She
taste
rolled
tests.
an 8 to dodge, so unfortunately that critical 5 is a critical failure. The wind whips up right as you're trying to like get this oil into her eyes, and instead of it falling on her, it falls into your eyes. You are now at disadvantage to attack on the next round.
Excellent. Well, that's fun.
Hey, noble attempt, noble attempt. We can't always get what we want. Sometimes.
But
All
we can
right,
always go for
who
stuff.
is next?
I would love to head over and start some healing.
All right, who are you going to heal? Because we've got a couple of people who are looking owie.
Can I, just by a quick glance as I'm gracing my way over, can I tell who is most in dire need?
I would say since you're a Saren, you could probably sense this. Let's see, who took the most damage? Kyburn. Kyburn is the worst off at the moment.
Okay. Then
Unfortunately,
Kyburn,
he's also the furthest away.
yes.
I
yes.
will give you, let's see. I'll say you can get over to Kyburn because I did make that rule. I think you would have moved closer on the last round instead of just singing. So I will allow you to get over to Kyburn.
Fantastic. All the while singing, "What would you do with a cinched snake sailor?" And heading over to Kyburn. I will move. There we go.
Electrocuted and then you skin it.
Then my hand goes on Kyburn, and I whisper the incantation. Get up. Get up, my friend.
This is as tall as I get.
Well,
he
Lowy,
took 12 damage, so you will take 6, and Johnny, you will get returned. Or I'm sorry, Kyburn, you will get returned 6. The healing light glows out of your hand. Even your marks near your eyes, the Saren tears glow just a little bit as you heal up your friend Kyburn.
And blinded by oil, like, what the hell was that?
Who touched me?
Touch, no biscuit.
There, I feel a little lightheaded. All in a day's work. Whoa.
Can I shift so that I am standing over, since I'm next to him, can I kind of shift to stand over Dominic and kind of interpose myself between our snaky stowaway and our captain? Because I am not at all comfortable with Arverton being prone on the deck next to me with an enemy right there. That is right up there on my nightmare fuel.
You can absolutely do that. Are you marking your aura on a different sheet?
I am marking my aura in the sheet that is my brain because my internet is, for some reason, I'm having a weird error on Google Sheets and it's not letting me change any numbers.
Okay. Do you mind if I change it? Just
no,
for my
please go
knowledge?
ahead.
That helps with like Saren healing and stuff. Okay, because you're currently at 3. Aura.
I'm currently at 5 because I had armor 2 to set.
You had armor. Okay, so you're currently at 5. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no, please. Thank you. Saves my brain from having to do that work. Totally. So yeah, I would like to interpose and kind of try to primarily just be there to sort of take any attempted attack that she does towards Dominic. But, you know, hey, we're engaged. I'll absolutely be striking out if I can do that too.
Yeah, would you rather strike out or hold your action for any dodge or like block attempt? for her going for Dominic later.
Okay, so it's like I could hold my action to block if she goes for Dominic, or I can strike out.
Yes.
Okay. Then I think, well, we see that Kyburn, I can see, can't see, right? And Mads is a healer, so I actually think the best attempt that I have is to try and just as much physically block as I can, but I think I do have to strike out because I assume that I can see that Kyburn's been temporarily semi-blinded.
Yeah, you can definitely see that, especially with the glow that's still fading from Mads' hands.
Can I have Agrona go first and attempt a trample first before I strike out? Okay.
Yes. Do you have a combat pool for that action?
We all got a fresh one.
Yes, you did.
We did. Bless. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let us trample. I feel a horse trampling a snake. That feels apropos.
Yeah, that's on point.
Right? I like that for her. Fingers crossed. Okay. There we go. That's a D10. 5.
A 5. Okay, she's going to attempt to dodge out of the way of the hooves of this beast. There is not a lot of places she can dodge to. I suppose she could kind of dodge off to this side. So let's give her a shot there. If she was completely surrounded, I would say maybe it would be a little more difficult, but you did move yourself between Dominic and her. All right, let's see. What was it? It was a 5?
5.
Okay. Why is she rolling so well? She dodges out of the way of the hooves of your spectral beast.
Can I lash out? Because she has to dodge next to me. She has no other place to dodge. So can I kind of use that to sort of then Agora goes, then as she ducks out of the way of Agora, I'm kind of ready with my blade, since we can move simultaneously.
Yeah. I mean, she has to move, right, when she if she dodges. So we'll say she moved over here. Yeah.
Great. Okay, that's a 1. Let's see if that's a good or a bad one. Hey, it's a good one.
All right, what'd you get?
A 6.
A 6. Okay. So how this works is if she dodges out of the way, I believe it's a critical failure. So I just want to get her dodge in.
Oh, so even though the roll after the 1 was
because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get above her DC, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So let her roll. She what, you got a 6?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she got a 5. So you critically succeed.
Nice.
So that does 6 damage. She is not able to dodge out of the way. Let's see, what else with the critical though, because this is a critical success. I would say you sort of knock her back this way toward your horse, and she sort of like bangs into the horse a little bit. She's going to be at disadvantage to dodge on her next turn should anybody attack her.
Right.
All right. Let's see, 6. All right. Anybody else? Or is it NPC's turn?
I think it's
We already
MP.
took a turn.
What was that?
Didn't we? Aren't we?
Yeah, so you all took your turn. It is now Deborah's turn to go. She's wrestling with Zeldana, and she's like, listen, you don't want to go toward that. That's not your sister. And she says, yes, it is. She was lost. You don't understand. And they are going to try to wrestle again. Zeldana only has a 4, so I'm surprised that she's still even on deck compared to Deborah, but whatever.
Listen, emotion gives you strength, man. If you're
Right?
like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
my sister, you're gonna go for it, even if you're maybe not normally the strongest of foes. That's fair.
All right, Deborah grabs Zeldana this time and she says, girl, I understand, I know. I have loved ones I lost too, but that's not her. That's not her. And she pulls Zeldana pretty much right at the door. They don't get quite below deck, but they are on their way below.
Love that. Okay.
All right. Back to the spectral person. She is going to cast something and begin to sing again. I believe she got hit by somebody, and so she was at disadvantage.
Yes.
Sing on
She
her
got
next
hit for
turn?
6 damage.
Okay. Well, you hit her, and then somebody else got her.
Yeah.
With
Yeah, I got a spark on her.
That's right. You got a spark on her. That's right. Okay. Oh no, it wasn't her that got winded. It was Kyburn. So she can still sing, but you did damage her. I just knew somebody had the wind knocked out of him. I just forgot for a minute who it was. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. She starts singing again. I need everybody to make a willpower save plus your aura. Or not plus your aura, I'm sorry, plus your soul.
Four.
Okay.
9.
9. Okay. Do you have any combat pool, Dominic?
No, I use it all on the spark.
Okay. Anybody else?
I got a 5.
I got a 5.
7.
Okay. She rolled the highest she could. None of you were able to beat it. So a few things happen. Mist clouds your vision, and you guys are all pulled into your memories. We are going to start with Mads. Mads, you now leave the space that you're in and are pulled back, and you are experiencing this memory as if it happened yesterday. You've just awoken in a dark forest. The mists are all around you, and there are people also waking up. They look scared. You feel scared. All of them are strangers to you. Everybody is lost and confused, and you feel like you're missing somebody. You're missing somebody, but every time you try to think back, you can't remember who it is. You start wandering through the forest. Other people are finding people and saying, "Oh, I think I know you. I think I know you." And you just go through the brush. You're looking for somebody, but you can't find them. When you hear a little cry from behind a fern, what do?
I inspect the fern.
You lift up the fern and you see a little girl with her knees tucked up to her chest. She is a small girl, so small that she doesn't even have her mist mark yet. She has long brown hair and big dark eyes, and she scrambles away from you when you appear.
Oh, hello. I didn't mean to startle you. I mean you no harm. We're all kind of in our own... We're all scared. But you know what? Do you know what bravery is? Bravery means that you can still act in spite of being scared. That doesn't mean you can't be scared. You can be scared and brave at the same time. Would you like to be brave with me?
She nods her head and she comes out from underneath the shadow of the fern, and she looks up at you and she says, "I can't remember anything. I don't even know who I am."
My dear, good news. You can remember the words you just said. You can remember me, and I'm right here before you. I mean, you don't remember me from before, but you remember me now. So what we can do is take this time, this moment right here, and this is going to be a signpost. This is what we remember here and now. What's your name?
I think my name is Sarah.
Well, Sarah, that's a beautiful name. And I am... Mads, I think.
Hey,
I don't
Mads.
know. Sarah, All right. If at any time you get scared, just come to me and we'll figure it all out. And if we get lost or separated, come back to the signpost where we met this fern, this safe fern. All right, Sarah?
Okay. And she puts her hand in yours, and you feel the mist once again pull you back into your body, but you are reluctant to go because you get to see her face again. You get to see Sarah's face again. And it's been so long. But bam, you're back into reality. Moving on to Kyburn. Kyburn, you are pulled back and you are sitting on a stoop. You are cold and your arms are crossed, but you feel like you're not going anywhere. The door of this small hermitage opens and a gruff-looking man looks down at you and says, "Boy, I told you to get gone. I am not teaching you anything about my works. Now, are you gonna stick around here and starve? Where are your parents?"
Oh no. I got nowhere else to go.
Well, he looks a little bashed at that, and he says, "Well, I don't see how that's my problem. Listen, I told you, I do magical engineering. You gotta have the magic. You got no magic in you, son. How are you supposed to learn?"
I'll figure out something. There's got to be something I can do. I'm good with tools, machines. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll make my way. I won't be a burden. I can help you.
All right, but you're not touching any of my tools. Grab a broom.
That's not one of your tools.
I mean, it's a tool. It's for cleaning. It's not. Don't touch my stuff.
I won't touch your stuff. I'll sleep in the corner and I'll sweep whatever you like.
Fine. Here, I'm gonna make you a sandwich because you're real skinny.
Thank you.
You are pulled back to the ship, but you still have those residual feelings of being a small, scared, scrawny little child. All right, moving on to Johnny. Johnny, the mists cloud your vision, and you are whisked back not so far as the others are. Mads returning to the awakening, of course, when the whole world woke up, confused and lost. And Kyburn being whisked back to the time he was a child. You are taken back to only a few months ago when you are now celebrating with your friends in the rebellion. You are celebrating the liberation of Lysa. It's the first time since you've ever left that small, 10 kilometer wide island that's been floating out in the middle of the mist. You're finally on the main continent and everybody is celebrating, but you just can't feel it. So you have walked off into the forest to go for a swim in a beautiful, pristine pond that you see there in the moonlight. As you're swimming through the water, though, you feel something tug at your foot, and you are suddenly ripped from the surface down below the waves. You, in your shock, were lucky enough not to swallow water. Roll a strength test.
Feel the water kind of caressing and rushing all over my skin as Rose, the actual character, who tries to remember her stat here. There we go. Okay, 7.
7. You sort of look around. You're wondering what is grabbing your leg. When you look down, you see a horse has grabbed the like sort of hose that you're wearing and is trying to pull you down below the deeps. And you are fighting against its strength, but it's almost too much. But you are able to rip your leg out of its clutches, only for something else to feel like it grabs you around the chest. And this something isn't exactly physical. It feels like despair. It feels like loss, everything that you've been feeling. And you suddenly feel like you maybe just want to let go. But inside of you, there is something still burning and saying no. And the horse speaks into your mind and it says, "Oh, so you do have fight left in you." And you feel like you can communicate with this creature, this strange, watery, horse-like spirit below the surface.
Almost against my will, I feel kind of my limbs slow. My muscles are tense, but I can't quite make them do what I want to do. And I just feel the water so heavy around me. And when I hear that kind of mocking question or statement, really, there's still some fight in me left. I almost start to laugh before I remember where I am and try and bite down hard on my lip and keep the water from entering my lungs. And I can't help the instinctive thought of, what good is fight in me if there's none left to fight? We've won. Don't you hear the cacophony?
The kelpie sort of tilts its head and you see its mane floating in the water and says, "Yes, people are celebrating, aren't they? But I could help you fight. I could give you more battles to win. I could give you purpose. But you have to agree with me that when there are no battles to be won, you must join me below the waves. But I will give you a reason to live."
Yes.
You are sucked right back into reality, having just experienced this as if you had experienced it for the first time.
I kind of double over and I feel as if I have water. I have to retch up, but there's nothing in my stomach and I'm just doubled over, vomiting air.
All right. You guys are at disadvantage for your next actions. Let me see. That was... the apparition sort of smiles. She seems to know what you've gone through, and it pleases her. She takes out her whistle staff and attacks Agrona. She is going to roll her strength now. I do not believe Agrona can dodge out of the way of this. Let me see. Potentially with combat pool. Do you have any combat pool left?
No, I use the combat pool to attempt to trample.
All right. Agrona gets hit. She is rolling extremely well. I think too, Agrona kind of feels that you know, through your psychic connection, have something up with you and does not see this hit coming and takes 12 damage to her hit points. Of course, this Kelpie does not have aura. It only has hit points.
She is
so it is currently at 2. This is a big hit to the ribs.
Goodness.
I clutch at my own as I'm doubled over.
All right. It is back to the top of the round. Everybody gets combat pool. What would you like to do?
So first, I want to wipe the oil out of my eyes.
You can do
for
that as
whatever
a
that
free action.
grants me, and then I'll take the all wrench and just sort of like hold it out to the side, and like bits grow off of it, becoming my hammer. And of course, it's hammer time. And I'm just gonna swing at her face.
All right, sounds good. I will give you a +1 from this hammer that you just created for damage. I do need you to roll at disadvantage though, because that grease is still in your eyes.
Well, and she gave us disadvantage on whatever thing.
Oh yeah, you're still at okay, there's no double disadvantage, so you're just at 1 disadvantage.
Excellent. And this is strength?
This is strength, yes.
Okay. So a 9 or a 5. Combat reflexes.
No combat reflexes. The combat reflexes is only for the first turn.
Okay.
It's like being aware that something's going to happen. But if you have like a magical tool type thing.
Which is this? That is the magical tool?
That is the magical tool. Do you have, but did you take, I suppose that could be crafting.
Or athletics?
Oh, it could be like block too. Yeah, I'll give you a +1 for that. And then you can also spend combat pool if you want to try to make that stronger so she potentially doesn't dodge it.
Yeah.
And she's at disadvantage to dodge on this, so.
Excellent. Then yes, I will turn that into a 9.
A 9, all right. Let's see. She can potentially dodge out of the way of this. Critical failure. All right, you whack her. You whack her good. It makes an impact. You see her scaly body like completely hunch over, and she hisses at you. How much was that again? 9?
Well, so it was 9 to hit. Is that also?
That's also the damage. So your hit is also the damage.
So chitin damage is damage +5, so 14.
14. Oh my god. So wait, I'm sorry. This gets damage from chitin weaponry? I don't remember talking about that.
It's well, so it's either the sword or the axe in the character sheet, but it says damage +5.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Thank you, Chad. I hadn't been doing that.
Here to help.
Well, the thing is, though, this was your C special.
Sure. So then it would just be 9 + 1.
Yeah.
All right, 10.
Yeah. I don't think. So wait, do you have a chitin hammer and this changeling tool?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I see. You're taking the hammer.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I was
And a
sort of
chitin
rolling
hammer
them in.
was a C-level tool? Like in the equipment
no.
sheet?
Just for storytelling reasons, I was rolling them into one thing, but the chitin hammer, well, is technically a chitin axe according to the rules, but we just
And is
flavored
that
it
a C
differently.
quality weapon? It should tell you the quality on it.
It was the chitin hammer was whatever the lowest thing was. I don't have the inventory sheet.
Oh, okay. So it was a C level. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It must just be because you're crazy strong. Okay.
My strength is my highest thing.
Okay. All right. So you're swinging with the hammer. We'll say you're swinging with the hammer rather than the tool at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you swing with the hammer, and you said 14.
If that's the way it works, yeah, 9 + 5.
Okay. Yes, it is. Okay. Well, the 9 does hit, and it was a critical hit, and so the plus the 5. How do you want to do this?
So, wipe the oil out of my face, say my tagline, and then just sort of Bob Hope golf swing to knock her head back, teeth flying, maybe an eyeball coming a little bit loose. She just collapses back and is sort of pinned against the wheel, just sort of rocking in the breeze.
Nice.
Oh man, nice. Her arms are over the wheel like this. Her head lolls to the side. And as you watch, her body completely dissipates into a green mist and floats away.
I hate mist storms. Everybody below decks. Sorry, Captain, your orders?
I concur. Yes, I agree. Yes.
Can I use a wits to figure out what that green mist was?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll a wit check. Actually, this would probably be more a wisdom check than a wit check.
Okay, let me just double check that.
In conjunction with Mads, can I try to roll another one of those sense mists as it's going away?
Yeah, I suppose we're out of combat now, so yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Wisdom, you said, correct?
Mm-hmm. Wisdom for Tori, yeah.
2.
Nope.
It's
A
an
confident 2.
an 8 for me.
Unfortunately, your memory lapses sometimes extend into your lore knowledge.
What was I gonna say? Oh yes, everyone, below deck.
Kyburn, did you roll your willpower and take off an aura?
What am I rolling that for?
Oh, not Kyburn. I'm sorry. I get Kyburn and Dominic mixed up. I don't know why. It's the
They
second
both
time
run the ship, you know. They're both, you know.
Yeah.
They're both
Uh,
ship chiefs.
I took off the aura. I'm at 6 now. The roll was an 8 total.
Oh, great. Yeah, you are sensing the mist. The mist has, the feelings right now on it are pretty neutral. But previously, you could feel sort of loss, certainly, as well as anger and fear coming from the mist. And you get the feeling that these are not the emotions of the mist. The mist is just amplifying these feelings. And these feelings are actually originating from Zeldana. And Zeldana's feelings and turmoil got in contact with the mist and made this happen.
Okay, dokie. How is she looking? Is she calmed down?
Yeah, you guys come below deck. You see Zeldana. She's sitting at the table. She doesn't look as wild-eyed as she did previously. And Deborah has put a mug of something in her hands, probably some sort of aromatic tea. And Zeldana looks at you and she says, "Is everyone okay?"
I'll take a look around. I'll say, for the most part, yeah, we are. Mads, can you do me a favor? I I have the distinct feeling that you're probably better equipped to deal with this. I think Zeldana here needs a little bit of a once-over, maybe more mentally than physically.
Yes, Zeldana, look me in the eye. What is my name?
I don't remember meeting you.
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay. Well, in that case, Zeldana, what was the last thing you remember doing before you had come up from down below?
I was staying below deck, just like you told me, and I was singing my song, and I looked out the window, and I didn't open it, but I felt like I heard music, and then I did open it, and then it was her. You saw her. She was real. But she wasn't real, was she? At all.
She was real enough, I say, wiping blood and oil out of my eyes and stomping off to the engine room.
Wasn't real at all.
I'm sorry. The real Trisena, she wouldn't have tried to hurt me. She wouldn't have she never hurt people without reason. People were always afraid of her. She never hurt people without a reason. And she's just gone. She's gone and she's not coming back. And I should just She slams her mug down and she's like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have opened the window. And she runs to her chamber.
That went poorly.
Yeah.
Needs
Can we have like a fire watch on her? Maybe I don't know. So someone who I mean, Mads, I would think that maybe you could probably do a very good job of like watching her. I feel like you'd be really good at that. I got the distinct feeling that that's something right up your alley.
Captain, oh Captain, my Captain and their Captain, I shall gladly look after her. Crusher and I will stand watch, make sure that she is all right. But before I do, Johnny, you look worse for wear. Are you all right?
Don't worry about me. I have to tend to my horse. I'm glad everyone's all right. We'll get the horse.
I touch Johnny on the shoulder and covertly, if I can, take your time. Take all the time you need. And I heal. How much can I heal her for?
She has taken, sorry, I'm mathing now, 8 points of damage, so you can take 4, and Johnny, you feel somewhat lighter.
Instead of my face fully lightening, I just, I turn to Mads and kind of watch some of the heaviness shift to him and say, "You're needed on watch. Don't take on pain that's not yours.
Oh,
Go watch after the girl."
right.
Fine.
By the way, all pain is my pain. Ain't that a pain? And then I head off with Crusher.
All right. You guys definitely feel a little out of sorts after that encounter. The mists have ways of playing with your mind. The thing is, mist storms don't happen in cities very often. There is a city effect going on there. So having this intense of an encounter does not happen very often, probably like once in a decade. But that's only because you were outside. You guys are able to spend the night, restfully. You can do whatever you'd like during that period, but by the morning you will have regained your aura. And that is Isles of Mist for tonight. Kyburn, let me just look at that hammer. If you want that to be your weapon from your magical artifact, I think that should be fine as long as it's a C quality item, and I just want to double check on that.
It's actually D quality.
Oh, it is D quality. Okay, great. So yeah, I'm gonna allow you to keep that flavor that it can transform into this hammer. Excellent. Way to take down a pretty severe villain right out of the gate.
Oh, yeah.
I had help.
I loved the quality of this villain too. What a fun way to sort of introduce the mystery of the mist, and all the ways it can kind of play on folks. And it was super fun getting a little glimpse into everybody's heads there.
Yeah, that was cool.
Good.
Yeah, and also just to let you know though, she does disappear. The Feyan disappears, but those spikes are still in the ship.
Oh, good.
They seem like they are there to stay.
Oh, nice.
It's a
Well,
fun
I'll deal with
self-defense.
that.
We can work around it. It's fine. Well, it's decorative.
It's decorative.
It adds a point of cool.
Yeah, exactly.
We put the deck in decorative.
Oh man, that was actually pretty good. Good job.
That was great. I love that. Yeah.
All right. Well, that is Isles of Mist for tonight. Tune in next week to see if I have mentally traumatized these characters forever. So
That's fine. We'll collect new traumas along the way.
Every
A
day
little
a
gift.
new trauma.
You know, it's not the treasure at the end, it's the traumas we find along the way.
My
shared
trauma
trauma.
bingo card isn't full yet, so
I mean, I'm almost there, but I got a couple more spots.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. Good night, Misfits.
lovely work, one and all.
Oh.
Roll high. Don't suck.